Welcome back to Teesside for the final, supported by My Rider and J2 Creations. Rory Armstrong on pole from Sebastian Corking, Zane Quaker, Charlotte Stanley, Caden Simpson and Aston Brown. That's the way they line up for the final. The championship leader by 2 points is Corking, goes through the line in, well, I think it was just about third place as Quaker helps himself to second. And that would be doing, if it stayed like this, a huge favour to Rory Armstrong, who's out front at the moment. But Quaker, well, he's under pressure there from Corking, but can't get his way by. So Zane Quaker there in second place. If it stayed like this, it would give Rory Armstrong an extra 4 points. 50 points for winning the final, 44 for second, 40 for third. That will give Armstrong 10 points. Corking, or 10-point advantage rather. He comes into the final 2 points behind in the championship. He'd be going out 8 points ahead if it stays like this. But if Corking can get into second, but looks like he's falling off the back of Quaker already as Stanley looks up the inside of the championship leader. Stanley putting Sebastian Corking under pressure, and the way things stand at the moment, Armstrong now leads the championship by 8 points, the way things stand. And if Charlotte Stanley can get by Sebastian Corking, she would make that score even greater. Another 2 points, so he'd be going to Houghton Park, Rory Armstrong, with a 10-point championship lead. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's under pressure himself here. I think Zane Quaker may have worked out that, hold on a second, hold on. Yeah, we may have missed rounds and we may have to count a zero score. But let me just work this out, because James Roberts isn't here because the van was off the road, got it working and couldn't find any fuel. I'm now back into the mix to win an engine for coming third in the championship. So Zane Quaker's racing for himself. Any thoughts that he might just allow his friend Sebastian Corking past for championship points? They're firmly out the window now, because he's not thinking about that. He's thinking, hold on a second, hold on, I need to win this race. I could do with the points. We've got another good battle going on. We've got a battle there going on between, well, it looks like we're going to have a battle going on between Charlotte Stanley and 52 Seb Corking. This is the battle for third, but behind them we've got another battle going on between Caden Simpson and Aston Brown for that fifth spot as well. So we'll have to try and keep an eye on that. Not always easy, but Quaker, as you just saw at the bottom of the picture there, he is closing the race leader. 0.3 when they went through the line last time. We'll see, pick up what it is. We've got pretty much three battles on the track here. This is a battle for fifth again. Caden Simpson and Aston Brown going at it, hammer and tongs, these pair. They were in heat 3. And these are the leaders. Armstrong from Quaker. That's Corking from Charlotte Stanley. And then Simpson from Brown back in that battle for fifth place again, pretty much as they were last time out in the last heat. So that is Caden Simpson, youngest driver in the field, certainly the smallest driver in the field. He's tiny, as I've said a few times already this weekend. Struggling for other things to say, but here we go. This is the battle for fifth place. So Caden out front of Aston, but Aston Brown, we know, has been developing his race skills, his outright pace. So he'll try to get that place back. And look at this, we've got Charlotte Stanley right up the back of the championship leader now. So this is the race for the lead. It's still Armstrong out front from Quaker. And that gap is now half a second. It was 0.3, then 0.4, then 0.5. So Armstrong, he sets the fastest lap, 46.6. Is not quite as good as his fastest lap in Heat 1, 46.352. Which of course wins him a trophy. There is a trophy on offer for the fastest lap on the day in any heat or final. That at the moment is going to Rory Armstrong. It doesn't look like he's got another 3/10 in him. The tyres are getting older, of course, the more laps that they do. But so it is 0.5 the lead. We'll see what it is as we go through this time. This is the battle for third coming towards us. So Charlotte Stanley here putting the championship leader coming into the round and into this final right under pressure. And Aston Brown has made his way past Caden Simpson and a shot of the cameras. This is a battle for the lead. So Armstrong, looks like Quaker is definitely getting closer. That's Corking and Stanley, and then Brown and Caden Simpson. So 2 by 2 by 2 here, 3 two-kart battles all the way down the field. So this is a battle for third place. Rory Armstrong set the fastest lap again, 46.5. So he's managing to establish that lead out front. He needs to win it, and I tell you what, the way things are now, interestingly enough, just hearing that the circuit commentators have noted that looks like a puncture on the rear, is it the rear right? They're reporting a puncture with the championship leaders cart, Sebastian Corking there in third place. Now we know why he's so far behind in third, and Quaker in second there as they go through. Armstrong and Quaker out front. Here comes the battle for third, and it definitely appears that Corking's got some sort of issue. I think it looks like, is it his rear right? But certainly he seems to have a puncture, and it's been noted by the circuit commentator, and now he's defending because he knows he's got a problem. He knows he's got an issue, and Charlotte Stanley must be sniffing the podium here. She's sniffing a third place trophy. She's over the age of 10, so we have trophies for the under 10s and trophies for the first three. So first three under 10s, first three in the race, and it's usually Armstrong, Quaker and Corking that have been winning those trophies. Charlotte Stanley can't win an under 10s trophy because she's older than that. But she'll be hoping to pick up a trophy for third place here. She's certainly getting close to Sebastian Corking. She's got to be thinking, tell you what, I fancy the job here. Aston Brown has pulled away from Caden Simpson. Looks like Caden may have a bit of an issue, possibly with the cart, or he's made a bit of an error somewhere, and that's dropped him off the back of Aston. And again, here comes Sebastian. He's well versed in the little nuances of this circuit, of course. He's pretty much grown up through his entire karting career. He doesn't defend into hairpin 3 or indeed hairpin 4, so Charlotte's going to have an opportunity if she can get close enough to him. But now she's got to concentrate on just getting onto the back of him and wait until hairpin 1 possibly. Hairpin 1's going to be her opportunity to go through the line. Still Armstrong and Quaker out front, and Quaker, by the way, now 1.5 seconds. We've not seen what's happening out front, but Armstrong has developed an additional 1 second lead for himself. That's Aston Brown going through the picture, and Caden Simpson there in 6th place. So again, as I said before, looks like Caden's got a bit of an issue, or had an issue somewhere, and we're looking back on this battle for third place. This is the only battle really on the track at the moment now, with Armstrong extending his lead out front. But Corking has simply got to hold on to third place here. These are the leaders. That's Armstrong first, Quaker second, now too far behind to affect the lead. So if it stays like this, Rory Armstrong is going to have himself an 8-point championship lead going to the final round. But if Charlotte Stanley gets past Sebastian Corking, this is that battle for third place. That will give Rory Armstrong an extra 2 points in the championship. So he would go to Hooton Park with a 10-point championship lead, and that is very, very handy indeed. Charlotte Stanley trying to close the championship leader. Now he goes narrow again. Now Charlotte's making a mistake here. She's got to be right behind him. She shouldn't be out there. She should be in the slipstream, so that she'd be right behind him now, and coming into this hairpin she'd be up the inside and taking that spot. But she's running too wide. She's got to concentrate on what she's doing. She's got to get right behind him in the slipstream, and she's not doing that coming out of hairpin 2. Seb going narrow, trying to force her around the outside. This is the last lap as they go through the chicane. That is the race leader, Rory Armstrong. Well into the last lap now, half a lap remaining. But can Corking hold on to third place from Charlotte Stanley? There's a lot of championship points at stake here. He simply got to hold on to that third place. He'll go out of here as things stand. If it finishes like this, looks like it will. Armstrong from Quaker and Corking. It will mean Armstrong will have an 8-point championship lead going to Hooton Park, and that is exactly what it's going to mean, because he can roll home from here across the line. He goes through him first, Quaker second. Corking's done really well with a puncture to hold on to third. That frankly is a great drive. Corking comes home in third, chased home by Charlotte Stanley, Aston Brown in fifth, and Caden Simpson rounding out the field. The Driver of the Day award for that drive in the final. Charlotte Stanley putting Sebastian Corking under pressure. It's gone to her. You could easily have given it to Seb Corking though, for keeping his head up and carrying on regardless. Let's see what difference it's made to the championship points officially. Here we go, Rory Armstrong on 560, then Seb Corking on 552. It's an 8-point championship lead. Zane Quaker in third. He's got 8 points now over James Roberts, with Charlotte Stanley and Aston Brown rounding out the top 6. Let's hear what the top 3 had to say. Disappointing final for you. Won that first heat, of course, but what happened in the final? Was it a puncture? Yeah,
it was a puncture in the rear, and I unfortunately was driving like a reliant Robin.
Okay, well, who do you want to thank for your weekend, though?
I'd like to thank my mum, dad, Nigel Horn at HRS Engines and Benson's Electricals.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
Zane, there's some decent prizes in this championship, going all the way down to 6th place. You've put yourself in the box seat with James not turning up this weekend. I think he's done you a little bit of a favour there. Struggled in the heats, but came good in the final. 2nd place, happy with that?
Yeah, definitely.
And just talk us through your heats and your finals today.
In the heats, they just kept pulling a gap because we had the bad stuff. And then in the final, we managed to get 2nd.
Okay, and who do you want to thank?
My mum and my dad.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
Rory, when it mattered, you came good. Didn't quite win heat 1, but then you won heats 2 and 3, and then you won that final. Bit of a result for you because obviously Sebastian, unfortunately, has had a puncture, so that's dropped him back to 3rd, but that's given you a championship lead moving forward. Just talk us through those 3 heats in the final today.
Well, through the 3 heats, I just managed to hold on the first, and in the final, I got down the inside and had Durst maintained it throughout the entire race and managed to get first.
Okay, who do you want to thank for your weekend?
I'd like to thank Racing Kite, Hunter Motorsport, Sudi Kart, and Andrew Lyons and Steve Ogden for the engine, and my mum and my dad.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
That's all from here at Teesside. Join us in 2 weeks. We're back at Hooter Park for the final round. It's got epic written all over it.